sir?
Morning, miss. I'm good. I'm here because I've been referred by my doctor. Here's the note that she gave me.
Oh, okay. Thank you, by the way. As I see, so the doctor has diagnosed you with diabetes mellitus and hypertension. So, have you ever met with a dietitian before this?
Oh no, this is my first time.
Okay, I see. So, in this session, I will take a 24-hour diary call, and then this session will take in about 30 minutes. May I know your latest height and weight, sir?
I checked my weight yesterday and it was about 78 kilogram, and my height was 166 centimeters.
I see. That means your BMI is 28.3, which falls under the overweight category. Mr. Ravi, do you mind telling me what you do for a living?
Oh, not at all. I'm working right now as a truck driver.
So have you ever had any discomfort lately?
Actually, yes. I've been having headache like every week, and I also wake up at night to go to pee.
I see. So how many times do you go pee at night?
I think around 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times. Okay. So from your biochemical data, stated here that your random blood glucose is 12.5 millimole and your your blood pressure is 155/90, which is pretty high actually. First, we will do a 24-hour diary call. Okay, so do you mind telling me what you have for breakfast yesterday and at what time?
In the morning, I ate roti canai and mama and a glass of teh tarik at around 8 a.m.
Oh, okay. How many pieces of roti canai do you take, and what type of roti canai?
I eat roti canai telur, but just one.
Just one piece. So did you eat it with anything else?
Yes, I ate the roti canai with curry.
Curry. So did you know how much of the curry that you took, or the ones that they gave you?
Like just one small bowl, like a Chinese bowl.
Like this bowl?
Yes.
Oh, so like this one. Alright, see. May I know the size of the glass of your teh tarik?
It's the normal size at mama, I think.
Oh, okay. Is it about this size?
Yes.
Oh. Do you eat anything after that, or do you do any snacking after the breakfast?
Yeah, I like to buy some kueh for me to eat.
I see. So what type of kueh and at what time?
I like kueh lapis and curry puff. I eat it around 10 a.m.
Okay, so how much of those do you take?
Just 3 or 4. It depends for just RM1.
Okay. What did you have for lunch after that, and at what time?
For lunch, I ate around 12 p.m. I ate rice with chicken curry and a glass of coffee.
Did you eat it at any specific stall, or do you make it from your home?
Not really, but a lot of stores have that menu, so I just go anywhere and they will have it.
Okay. So with that food, did you take the rice on your own, or did they prepare it for you?
No, I take it on my own.
Take it on your own. So if you look at this scoop, would you tell me just how much of this one that you took?
I took around 5 scoops of rice because at that time of the day I will get so hungry.
Alright, I see.
Really hungry.
And then for chicken, how big of a chicken, and which part do you take? You can use this plate as a reference.
I took chicken thigh and it was around this much.
I see. That's quite big. Alright. And then how much of the curry did you take?
2 scoops of lettuce.
Oh, 2 scoops of lettuce. Alright, I see. So did you take any vegetables with the meal?
No, not really.
But can you eat vegetables?
Yes, I can eat vegetables.
Alright, okay, good. So for coffee, do you mind telling me the size of the glass?
Just normal size, like the size in the morning.
Oh, like the breakfast.
Yes.
Okay. Does your coffee comes with sugar?
Yes, I asked them to put a little bit of sugar.
Mm. Okay. So do you eat anything or did you do any snacking after that?
Oh, actually, yes, I like
Mm.
potato chips. I take it every single day.
I see. How much of the potato chips do you take?
3 bags.
3 bags of potato chips. This snacking is at what time?
I took it around like 3 p.m.
Okay. 3 p.m. And then for dinner, what did you eat and at what time?
For dinner, I want it to be fast, so I just go to like McDonald's drive-through and just order a set at around 8 p.m.
8 p.m. So is a whole set?
Yes.
Oh,
Set.
okay. What kind of drink that you took with the set?
I took Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Do you eat or drink anything after that?
Usually, I like instant noodle at night because I usually get pretty hungry at around 10 p.m.
Okay. Do you drink anything with that?
I drink the swamp tea with a little bit of sugar.
I see. How many spoonfuls of sugar?
Around 4 spoonfuls.
4 spoonfuls. So, Mr. Ravi, do you do any physical activity?
Not really. I don't really do any because of time constraint.
I see. Okay. So, do you drink alcohol too?
I don't. I need to be clear-headed for my job.
Do you smoke?
I don't smoke too.
Okay, that's good. So, from our conversation, do you know what could have contributed to your current conditions?
I think I have a little idea. Maybe because I eat too much food and I don't control my sugar level. Intake. I think I have a little idea. Maybe because I eat too much salty food and don't control my sugar level intake.
I see. Okay, so I would like to focus on your diabetes first, right, Mr. Ravi? We have this suku-suku spiral that KKM encourages us to use. So basically, the right portion of the carbohydrate intake would be just a quarter of this plate. So you see this plate is just a quarter of this plate. And then you must also have the consistent number of scoops of carbohydrate intake that you eat throughout the day.
Oh, I see. Miss, what do you mean by consistent scope of carbohydrate intake?
Alright, so for example, if you take 2 scoops of rice for breakfast or maybe 2 slices of bread, you must also take the same amount for lunch and then for dinner. Do you know what kind of carbohydrate that you should take?
Not really. Do you mind telling me that?
I say, okay, now you need to take a low glycemic index of fiber or carbohydrate for intake, like dietary fiber. So dietary fiber is a type of carbohydrate that cannot be digested by our body's enzymes. So it is found in edible plant foods such as cereals, fruits, vegetables, dried peas, nuts, lentils, and grains.
Oh, I see. So, can I still eat rice?
Yes, of course you can. You just need to make sure that you eat it in the right portion, which is just around 2 exchange of rice, since we want to lower your blood glucose level and we don't want to spike it. Preferably brown rice because it is one of the low glycemic index food.
Okay, I see.
And then your eating time also need to be consistent. I would suggest for you to have a 2 hour gap at each meal. And this one's including the snacking time, meaning like two. If you take breakfast at 7 a.m., then at 9 a.m. you can take your snack, and then at 11 something, and then you can have your lunch. I also assume that your doctor had advised you about your medicine.
Yes, she has.
Alright, okay. That's good then. So, do you have anything that you want to ask so far?
Not really.
Alright, okay, so shall we continue?
Okay, let's continue.
So for your snacking time, you can take one exchange of carbohydrate. You know, food like an apple or like an orange, and then for dinner, breakfast, and lunch, you take two exchange of carbohydrates. So meaning like two for main meal and one for um, snacking. And then same as your afternoon snack and also your supper. Maybe you can take one exchange at dinner, which equals to like for example three cream crackers.
I see.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, good. And then here's pamphlet of the list for low GI food
Oh, thank you.
for you to check on later. So, based on your diet, I would suggest for you to make your own food from home, and then you can bring it to your work, and then maybe if you really need to eat outside, make sure to control your portion, and then fast food is definitely not allowed.
Okay, I see.
It is also recommended for you to include lean sources of protein, such as lean meat, fish, chicken, poultry without skin, and then soy protein in your diet. The portion of the protein is suggested to be just a quarter of this plate. Okay. So like just now, it is a quarter of rice, carbohydrate, and then this another quarter for protein, and then this half you can fill with vegetables.
Okay.
And then it is also recommended that you limit your total fat intake, saturated fats, minimal trans fat, and dietary cholesterol.
Okay, what do you mean by saturated fat?
So saturated fats are usually found in animal fats, such as like animals at the skin of the poultry, fatty meats, full cream dairy products, and then coconut milk. So a healthy diet incorporating like such as like oats, nuts, and legumes, green leafy vegetables, and soy protein may be beneficial for our cardiovascular health.
Okay, I see.
Um, so Mr. Ravi, since you are also diagnosed with hypertension, it would really help with your condition if you can reduce your sodium intake by preparing your own food from home, like I said, and reducing it to only 5 gram or 1 teaspoon of sugar. Sorry, 1 teaspoon of salt per day.
I think I can do that. Is there anything that I should avoid to reduce my salt intake?
Um, well, it is best to avoid high sodium food, such as like soy sauce, ketchup, and other sauces, premixed cooking sauce, monosodium glutamate, salt preserved foods, and processed foods.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, so that's why we cannot eat fast food, because it's high in sodium. So other than that, you are also highly encouraged to do physical activities, sir, because it can really help with your HbA1c reading. It is also recommended to have like 150 minutes per week, for you to do like a moderate or mild exercise, like maybe brief walk, or a slow paced jog. Do you think that there's any space in your day that you can allocate for this?
I think I can do some exercise around 30 minutes before I go to work.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Um, how do you plan to keep track and follow your diet?
I'm planning to keep a food diary, then I can always monitor my food intake.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Um, that's a really good idea because of the condition that you're having right now. It is also advisable for you not to take any sugary drinks because it can really spike your sugar level, and it can also bring harm to your body.
Okay, yes, I understand that.
Okay, really good. So what do you think of this session so far, Mr. Ravi, and what do you get from this session?
I think that I need to control my meal portion and be stricted on my diet and avoid taking too many carbs. And I need to have consistent amount of carb in every meal throughout the day and need to eat more veggies. I also need to stop taking any sugary drinks and start doing some exercises.
Okay, good, really good. So it seems to me that you have already agreed to start taking control of your health, and that's actually a very good sign for our patient because you are very clear on what to do. I really thank you for your time. And okay, so here's another pamphlet that you can read on how to guideline on diabetes management, and it has also stated some foods that you're allowed and maybe not allowed to eat.
So thank you, Miss,
Yes, okay.
for your time
All right,
and
thank you.
everything.